When comes the question of travel plans at frequent intervals, chances are that we mostly wish to visit places earlier not checked in. But what if one or two particular places make us feel like visiting over and over again? Well, that was the case with Shantiniketan, which made me decide to trip there within a gap of 8 months only. Yes, just a gap of 8 months within the same year.
Good morning.
So after the first trip in February, this is the second trip in November 2019. Wondering why this second trip to the same place in the same year? Well, watch the intro B-roll, that will give you the answer.
Take a look. Shantiniketan.
The dawn of early November, journey began to a destination we became so familiar with just 8 months back. In fact, it was that heartfelt desire to be surrounded by those wonderful moments we became familiar with and fell in love with. The aroma of bliss that comes from traveling at this early hour of dawn is the driving force behind our frequent plans for short trips. The stars vanish with the departure of dark night sky as the sun gradually shows up the day. But as winter is round the corner, fields and horizons on either side of the highway were shrouded by layers of thick white fog. The rising sun was mostly hidden behind mystic layers of fog for quite a long time. Yes, we are headed for Shantiniketan once again. The same road, the same spot of halt for breakfast. And the same route for the very same resort for stay.
We came to this hotel in February this year only.
Yes,
And
yes.
as because it is full of nature, it's surrounded by nature and all, so we liked it that time only, so we plan to visit here once again. So here we are once again, enjoying the place, the nature, the greenery of the place, surroundings, and my mom is also enjoying. Okay,
I am enjoying.
she loves these greeneries and all.
Love so
Okay,
much,
so-
so much. Thank you, my son.
This is the second Shantiniketan video I am making, and keep watching, and hope you will like it. And there will be more things to show. We will be shooting a lot of things. We will be visiting a lot of places. So all these will be incorporated in that video.
Yes.
So you guys will get to see that.
The sense of peace and bliss were inevitable as I spent my time wandering around the tall tree-infested area adjacent to the hotel we stayed. It feels like a blessing from Mother Nature as I walk underneath the fresh green leaves with tweets and chirps of various birds coming from the treetops while the sun is winking through the tree leaves. More precisely, it feels like returning to the joy of finding little wonders of nature during childhood. The days when simple little things used to cause immense excitements. Wish I could climb up to the treetops and watch things from above. I would call it a kind of forest that shelters a lot of birds. It feels like a blessing from Mother Nature as I walk underneath the fresh green leaves. The most abundantly seen birds in this forest are green bee-eaters, woodpeckers, yellow-black orioles, grey warblers, and other common birds. The green bee-eaters are a richly colored, slender bird which is about 9 inches long, about 2 inches made up by the elongated central tail feathers. The sexes are visually not distinguishable. The entire plumage is bright green and tinged with blue, especially on the chin and throat. The crown and upper back are tinged with golden rufous. The flight feathers are rufous washed with green and tipped with blackish. A fine black line runs in front of and behind the eye. The iris is crimson and the bill is black while the legs are dark grey. The feet are a bit weak with the 3 toes joined at the base. Bee-eaters predominantly eat insects like bees, wasps, ants and dragonflies which are caught in the air by sorties from an open perch. Their hunting style is unique. They launch into a brief zigzag flight formation to catch an insect, then return to the same perch and consume the meal. This behavior is generally observed between the hours of 7 and 8 am and after 4 pm. Before swallowing a prey, a bee-eater removes stings and breaks the exoskeleton of the prey by repeatedly thrashing it on the perch. Look how this bee-eater caught a dragonfly and thrashing it so many times before finally swallowing it. Wow, look at that! A black-rumped flameback woodpecker with a red crest. Great to find them here. You can see how it continually pecks on the tree woods and eventually makes a hole big enough for this bird itself to stay inside it. Everything feels so serene about this forest, and time flies as we keep exploring it. However, if you are entering this forest for the first time, just be a bit cautious about the groups of local stray dogs that might approach you all of a sudden from any directions. But don't ever feel nervous or try to run away from them. Just stay calm if they approach you. The moment they notice you are not afraid of them, they will go away from you on their own. Good dogs, nothing to fear. Well, it almost feels like an expedition walking through these tall trees, anticipating little wonders of nature that might show up any moment. That's how my time passed, from morning to nearly midday, and again from afternoon to nearly dusk on both day 1 and day 2 of our trip here, while mom chooses to relax inside the hotel room. But other than enjoying these beautiful elements of Mother Nature, there are also other attractions of Shantiniketan. The most popular one of these attractions is the entertainment fair at Sonajuri Forest that starts from early afternoon and runs till around 7 p.m. evening. A fair that sells various local curious ethnic Indian clothes and accessories, etc., accompanied by dance performances by local tribals and baul songs by various baul singers. But that's something I'm going to show you in the next episode of this same trip. So friends, that's it for this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. See you all soon in the next episode. Till then, peace and let live in peace.